Hello there, I'm Steve Clancy from the Golfxcel Academy, and I'm here today to talk to you about the golf swing of Adam Scott, who has recently obviously won the Masters tournament in America. So I'll talk to you today about the movements that Adam makes within the swing that makes him so efficient within the golf swing, also creates such an effective ball flight for himself, and also just point out a couple of things within this golf swing that you as amateurs out there can take notes of, and hopefully also put into your own golf game to improve the scores and the shots that you're hitting yourself. So, the first thing that we will notice about Adam's golf swing, and it's really relevant to the golf swing of any player, whatever their level, is the way that he sets up to the golf ball. So, if we have a look at Adam in his setup position here, what Adam manages to do so well is he certainly creates three distinctive angles, one from ankle to kneecap, and we go from kneecap to hip bone, and then hip bone travelling up through the spine. And as we're looking at the last angle there, the spine angle that Adam gets, as we continue to look at his swing as it gets into motion, we'll notice that he really manages to maintain that spine angle throughout the swing, which is really a trait of any good golfer. Okay, so as we now let Adam swing and set off through the takeaway phase, we'll just allow this swing to move itself up through to the first part of the takeaway and leading into the backswing. One thing that we'll notice here with Adam is he manages to get the club face working, or the club head working, back nicely just on the inside of the ball to target line, so he gets the club head just travelling along an inside arc away from the golf ball. And as we just stop the golf swing in this position here, this is really a key point that a lot of amateurs have already gone wrong in their golf swings. So when we get in the club shaft parallel to the ground, we want to be here forming, first of all, a straight line through left arm and then working up the club shaft. But we also want to see the toe end of the club here just sort of pointing round about to 1 o'clock on the clock face as we're looking at it, and just seeing the club face ever so slightly pointing back towards the ball. What this is doing in Adam's golf swing is constantly maintaining the club face in a square position relative to the golf swing. In years gone by, it's been taught that we need to see the club face looking sort of straight up in the sky, so getting it pointing dead to 12 o'clock. But what that's going to do in the golf swing, we're going to need to get the club in that position, is see more of a rotating of the forearms. And obviously once we've rotated the forearms on the backswing, we're then going to have to do the same on the downswing to get the club face square to the ball. By the way, Adam's taking the club away from the ball here. What he's allowing himself to do is be much more passive with the wrists and the forearms, and just use the rotation of the body in the downswing to control the club face. So it's a much more consistent way of swinging the golf club if you're maintaining the square position throughout the backswing. So now as we see Adam work the club up towards the top of his backswing, what we'll see here as he gets up to the top really is a position that you guys out there can think about and hopefully try and get into your own golf game. As he completes the backswing there, what we can see is that at the top of the swing, Adam gets the club face angle, and the angle of his left arm, that is matching up perfectly. So he's got absolutely that square club face at the top of the swing. And just another point that we notice there is the straightness that he gets in that left wrist, which is not always an easy position to get into at the top, but it really is an effective way of swinging the club face square throughout the golf swing. So what we'll see now with Adam as he starts the club on the way down is a great transition between backswing and downswing. The position he's getting himself into the top here, we see good rotation with the hips, and that right knee is pointing down in towards the ball. But as he starts his downswing here, we'll see the rotation and the weight shift in the lower half quickly allows him to get that left leg working straighter, and now it's the right knee that's pointing itself down in towards the ball in there. So he's got really a good initiation of the downswing with the lower half. And as we just take that back up a little bit, let's now focus on what he does with the hands, and more specifically the butt end of the golf club. As we often see with the amateur golfer, we'll see the hands coming away and the club coming in quite steeply down towards the golf ball. But what Adam's able to maintain here is kind of the feeling that he's trying to pull the hands down towards right trouser pocket, and also seeing the butt end of the club pointing itself back down towards the golf ball. And then as we continue this downswing here, a thought that we really like to get guys thinking about is the position that Adam gets the club into there. So he's getting the club shaft and the right forearm are having quite a close relationship at this position in the downswing. And then as he continues the club down in towards the ball, we'll see the continuation of the rotation of the lower half. And as we bring him into impact here, we'll see that that right heel has started to raise itself up off the ground, indicating he's now got more weight focused on towards his left side of his body. And also the rotation with the lower half here, more specifically the hips, so he's got the hips pointing out in front of the ball. And from this down the line view here, we're starting to see some of the left leg appearing, which is not always the case in the sort of the less efficient golf swing. If we just rewind that a couple of steps, just relating back to the position Adam got himself into takeaway, we'll see that the club face on the way down mirrors the way that it went away from the ball. And you'll notice with the way that he's moving his arms into the ball, he's really passive with arms and wrists. We're not having to see him fight and trying to flip over and rotate the forearms to square up the club face. That's just a great indication that he's maintained a square club face throughout the golf swing. So as we now let Adam continue the swing up to the top, we'll see he finishes in a very good follow through position here. That right foot is continuing to turn until we get it all the way to the top of his follow through, and we see the full spikes on the back of the right foot showing towards us, and he finishes in a good high follow through. I hope that video has been helpful to you guys. If you've got any questions, you can find us on Twitter at Golfxcel, on our webpage at www.golfxcel.com, or you can email us at info@golfxcel.com.